Hello, everyone. I am Tanya Cordenbrock. I am a licensed professional clinical counselor, the person behind a renewedlife.com/blog, and I have a private online community where I train Christian women to manage their emotions, learn how to love themselves, have healthier relationships, and be able to walk in all that they feel God has called them to. And today, I want to talk with you about worry. Are you a person who worries all the time? I know this is something that I've struggled with in my own life. And if you are like me, you've also been frustrated with trying to stop worrying. So how do you do this? Why is it, and why is it that you worry so much? That's what we're going to look at today. And we're going to start with, first of all, like reasons, just general reasons why you worry so much. And then go into looking at the main reason as to what is really going on and why this is going on with you specifically, and then why it is that what you've tried so far has not worked, and then give you a glimpse into what you can be doing in order to bring change and to stop worrying all the time. So first of all, just some general ideas on what can be going on with you about why you worry so much. And certainly something that could be happening is you just have a lot going on. And you are just juggling so many things that you're going to drop the ball on things here and there. And what this means for you really is that, you just don't have the emotional and the physical, strength right now to be able to cope and to be able to think clearly with a calm mind, which is where you would want to be able to be, coming from that place of a calm mind that's at peace and feeling confident about tomorrow and even about, what's going on with your day to day. So that could be going on. And then also you want to be aware that medications can influence your anxiety and certainly get your mind racing so that you can't focus. So that's something that you want to check out. Any medications or supplements also can do that. And then you could have been born with genes that predispose you toward anxiety. But we also know that genes aren't always expressed, and oftentimes they kind of kick into gear by traumatic events that have happened in our lives, and that may have happened with you. Then a last general idea of why it is that you worry so much can be that you learned it from a parent, that you could say, oh, my mom worried all the time, or my dad was always anxious and trying to keep everything under control and, controlling everyone, which is a form of anxiety, being a controlling person is. So some of, be on the lookout for some of those things to see if they could be going on in your life. But now we're going to move to the main reason why you worry so much. And when your brain perceives that, something is going on that is not quite working out the way that you would like it to, then it is going to kick in its usual coping mechanisms. And this is going to be a pattern of how you respond to stress, or how you respond to chaos, or to fear, or even relational hurts. And you can, pay attention, and you'll be able to figure out what your own pattern is. But what is going on is the emotional part of your brain is very much on the alert as to any type of danger. And it doesn't mean that it's a physical danger. It could be, but it can also be emotional danger, or even just something that's going to be just emotionally unsettling for you. So when I say danger, that's what I'm talking about, just all of those things. So the emotional part of your brain was created by God to protect you, and it is on the lookout for any kind of danger. And as soon as it picks up any kind of clues that something is not right, then it is going to kick into gear some automatic thoughts. And it's going to kick into gear within nanoseconds. It'll be before you even know what's going on, you're going to have these automatic thoughts coming to you of how horrible this situation is going to be. And it's just going to fall apart, and everything's going to be terrible. And you just your mind creates this horrible scenario of how it's going to turn out. And so then also from there, those automatic thoughts and the emotional part of your brain goes together, and it influences your body. They tell your body, get moving, do something about this. Something horrible is about to happen. And so your body does. Your body obeys it, and it is trained to obey the emotional part of your brain in those automatic thoughts, trained to kick into gear. And so then what happens is you get busy with trying to figure out, what can I do? What can I say? What should they do? What should they say? And it was just solution after solution after solution, and never really being able to come to a place of peace, of where you feel like everything's going to be okay, or you feel like you have a plan that's coming from a place of strength within you. So that's your body responding, and also your body will, kick into gear with, you may pace the floor, you may walk in circles, and you basically just become immobilized and caught up in that worrying. And then you will get, you likely get stress in your maybe your jaws or your neck, your shoulders, and your back. And you just become all tense. It's almost like you're gearing yourself up for the worst that could happen. That's with that connection to your emotional brain, that's your emotional brain protecting you from this harm that could come. It's almost like putting up a shield for yourself to keep yourself from that hurt. And so how did you get this way, though? What has happened? Because certainly there are people who really don't worry so much, and they may worry a little bit, but they can, they're able to get over it. What's going on for you that has happened that the emotional part of your brain kicks in this way? How did it learn to respond in this way, to kick in those automatic thoughts of dread, and to kick into your body into gear in this way, to have this tension and to go into this problem solving mode that gets you nowhere? Well, there are some ways that has happened. And first of all, let's look at people who don't worry so much. Now, what we could probably predict, or not predict, but could figure out from them, is that they have come from a past, specifically their childhood, where they felt relatively safe and secure. They knew that their parents were in control, that they had it together, and that if there was a concern, then their parents were going to take care of that. And if they were emotionally upset, then the parents would handle that with strength, but also with compassion and with understanding. Now, let's shift this picture to someone who grew up with an alcoholic parent. And that alcoholic parent maybe was, loving at times, but then at other times, which, as a child, you didn't know when it was ever going to occur, that they were going to turn up as being abusive or just being rough and not really caring about your emotions. Or a parent who was mentally ill, who one day was okay and other days was depressed and was irritable, or one day was okay and other days was manic, or maybe just highly anxious. And so what that creates within the emotional brain is a sense of that the world is unpredictable. And so you have to be ready for this. And another scenario could be if you grew up where there was a lot of chaos. And this could have been from someone being ill, or all the time, such as having a terminal illness or a chronic illness, or your family not having sufficient money, where your parents didn't have high enough paying jobs, or were laid off, or again because of alcoholism or drug abuse wasn't working, or mental illness. And so as a child, then you picked up on this chaos, and as a coping mechanism, the emotional part of your brain told you've got to do something about this. You have to be in charge. You have to create calm for life. You have to get things under control. And so that would explain, hopefully you understand that, of how that explains why it is that some people then don't worry so much, but then you do worry a lot. But what has happened then? Why have you not been able to stop your worry? Well, usually what people try to do, there are two different ways. One is to just tell themselves to stop it. And this can come in the form of criticism and just, kind of disgust at yourself that you continue to worry, or maybe you call yourself childish that you're worrying and then you can't get over it, or perhaps even you feel like you're bad, that you're worrying, like you're a bad Christian and you shouldn't be doing this. And so it's kind of like of denying it and trying to just force it to go away, and that just won't work. And then a second way is to distract yourself. And I talked about this in my last video of how people use Bible verses to try to distract themselves. And that can work in the moment, but then your worry is going to come back because it doesn't bring lasting change to you. And certainly we can distract ourselves in other ways, such as, getting busy with doing an activity, getting busy with getting involved in physical activity can be a good distraction, or in watching TV is certainly a distraction, but it doesn't change you. It doesn't change you from a person who can be at peace, because you're not working on that emotional brain and that whole pattern that is connected to that coping mechanism that has been in place for you for so long. And so let's take a look at this just for a moment of what is needed. And first of all, what you will need to do is just slow down that whole process. It's been there and it just kicks in automatically, and it just in a nanosecond, as I said before. And so you have to be able to slow it down and to notice what it is that you are feeling. What are the emotions? Are you anxious? Are you afraid? Are you hurt? And, noticing that, but also noticing, what is it you are telling yourself? What are these automatic thoughts that are connected to that? And then in a non-judgmental way. You can't be like, oh gosh, I can't believe I keep just thinking these same thoughts. Or I can't, so you also have to slow it down and notice what's going on in your body. And you can't be judgmental about that either and say, oh, look at this. I am just so tense. because your body is responding with that tenseness, right? And how it's going to act. It's going to try to solve this and create some peace. But below all of this, you also have to work on your beliefs, your belief system, and your system of beliefs about the world, how the world works, your beliefs about yourself, about your own capabilities to create change in life, instead of believing that or feeling that you are helpless. And also your beliefs about other people, other people's capability to bring change, other people's capability to notice what is going on and to do something about it. And then also your beliefs, your real beliefs about God, about his presence with you, and about his love for you, and about his power, and the availability of that power and that love for you. So all of that takes work. It is definitely a process. It's something that we are working on in my private community and seeing some really good stuff happening there. And so I'm really excited about that. And if you have any questions about this, be sure to leave them in the comments and I will get back with you. But I want to get you started today on some help with this. And this is through my 30 Days of Calm, which will help you to gain calm for your mind, your body, and your spirit. It's a 30-day series of emails, kind of like a mini course on how to pay attention to what is going on with you and how to implement some self-care and working on your thoughts and your emotions and your body. So I have a link here for you. Click on that and get started. And if you would, please, if you found some value in this, please share it with others. And I would really appreciate that. And be sure for yourself to subscribe or to like my page and sign up to get notifications of when I put new videos up. Hope you have a great day. Bye.